Can you say and spell first and last of what your title is?
Kevin Loberger, Loberger, and I'm a commander for PCC Community, Portland Community College.
So, does PCC have campus police? How does the office work? Are you considered a police officer?
No, we are not. We are not sworn officers at Portland Community College. We are kind of in the interim between a security officer and a police officer. We do not have the authority to arrest people like a sworn officer would, like a Portland police officer, but we do have some extra identifiable things that we can do as far as citizens arrests and stuff like that, which is a little bit above your common security officer that you might see.
Gotcha. So, with this case, kind of when did you guys first get alerted to it, and how long have you been following, similar incidents?
I believe our first incident was back in November. I think we've had three incidents at our Southeast campus. And what we do is we send out either a timely warning or a safety alert, depending on the incident and whether it's an ongoing situation that is currently happening or it's a situation that is not actively happening, which is the difference between a timely warning and a safety warning. And we will send those out based on our Cleary situation that we need to send out, and those are our guidelines to inform our staff, students, of the possible threat or something that may have occurred on a campus that we have to address.
With the incident like this one, it sounds like you've been in communication with Portland police, but have not yet reported this as a crime to them, right? There's no criminal investigation that's ongoing.
That is correct. The problem that we are having is that our officers are limited to our PCC boundaries. All of these incidents have happened outside of our PCC boundary lines, which incorporates it into our Portland police areas. If they don't have any victims that come forward and report this to Portland police specifically, there's nothing that Portland police can either do at that point either. So it's kind of that our hands are tied with these incidents, other than notifying our staff and students and trying to keep them apprised of what's happening and keep them aware of the incidents to keep them safe.
It sounds like you guys have encouraged the victim, at least the one who was inappropriately touched, to report, and they have not wanted to.
We have encouraged all of the victims to reach out to Portland police and contact them and make a report, because that is a very important process that needs to happen in order for Portland police to get involved. And again, if the victims choose not to reach out, then Portland doesn't necessarily get involved because Portland, the first thing that they ask anytime that they respond to any of our campuses is there a victim and do they want to report it, just like they typically do for anything else. And so far, we have not had that luxury.
Um, what measures are you guys taking to ensure safety after, three different incidents with the same individual?
We are continuing to do the safety alerts anytime an incident does happen. We have upped our patrols as far as our foot patrols and being more visible in our community as far as our Southeast campus. Our officers will typically do foot patrols at Southeast because it's one of those campuses that we call a walkable campus. It's not a big campus where there's a lot of driving that goes on, but we have required our officers to be out there more diligently and more visibly in our community, keeping our eyes open for this individual and being more visible for our staff and students to try to make them feel better and feel more safe while they attend our college and our staff too, for that matter. Unfortunately, these incidents are happening off a campus, which is outside of our boundaries, but they are our students and our staff, and it does affect our community at PCC. So we will continue to be visible and continue to support our staff and students going forward.
So, I mean, you guys have an idea who this individual likely is. You've obtained, video evidence that you believe you know who this is. Can you talk about that a little bit?
The only thing I could mention is that we have a pretty good idea who it is. We do not have a 100% guarantee that this is the individual that we have because we have not verified it on video yet. So we cannot actually come forward and name a suspect, which is a little disheartening. And again, even if we did give this information to Portland police, again, if they don't have a victim, it's questionable whether they're going to pursue it or not, even if they don't have a victim that comes forward. So that's our concern too.
The individual who you suspect may be the one involved, you said is known to law enforcement. Does that mean he has priors?
Yes, Portland police, our suspected individual that we have, they are aware of who he is as far as the suspected person that we have, but we cannot confirm whether this is the person or not. We are currently also working with TriMet Security, who also does have cameras that are available at the bus stop where these incidents have occurred and on their buses. And we have yet to hear back from them. They're still doing some research, and hopefully you can get some identifiable surveillance, and we can positively ID this individual. Then we can pass that on to PPB and hopefully move forward with something at that point so we can get this remedied.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my next question would be if they do have that video evidence of this alleged, incident happening, would they be able to move forward with criminal charges at that point, even without the victim's cooperation?
That would be up to them. It's going to be very difficult. I know they do have some units that are able to move forward with things without a select victim. I think they have a sex crime unit with Portland Police that may be able to pursue something like that. I don't want to speak for Portland Police because I don't I don't work, in their bureau. So, but I have heard of previous incidences where they don't have necessarily a victim that has come forward, but with concrete evidence, they have been able to pursue things. Yes.
So the individual who you suspect may be the culprit was previously trespassed from the school, was previously a student.
Yes, the one we suspect is, but again, we haven't confirmed that it is that individual 100% yet. So,
Was he trespassed for similar reasons?
no, he was not. It was for different violations.
Okay. And then does he have a criminal history?
That we didn't look up. We, as a police department, got that a lot of that removed from our hands, so to speak, when Kaylee's law went into place several years ago. So we aren't able to look that type of stuff up anymore.
But he is known to law enforcement. Written release had said, what does that mean? Just law enforcement had said, yeah, we know who this individual is.
Yes, our suspected person that we passed on to PPB, it was relayed to us that they are aware of that individual. At what level, I don't know what that is. So
Could you kind of sum up, what your message to students is at this point and whether you have any advice for them if, they spot this individual?
if they do spot the individual, obviously just call us at public safety. We're going to probably be the quickest because we are on the campus itself. Another thing is that if heaven forbid that we do have another incident with a student or a staff member, please reach out to Portland Police and do file something because then there is a victim at that point. And that way we can get Portland Police that can be actively involved in this and they can help us pursue this situation. And if we can positively identify this, I think that we can kind of put an end to this whole situation. Again, our goal is to keep the college, our students, our staff members, our visitors, everybody safe in that area. Southeast is set up uniquely at one of our campuses is set up on city streets. So they have a lot of folks that wander in from our city streets as opposed to some of our other campuses that take a little bit more effort, like our Sylvania campus or our Rock Creek campus, where it takes a lot to get up to that campus. So it is a different environment out there, and we are dealing with a lot of transients and a lot of folks that we wouldn't normally deal with. So it does make it a little more difficult, but we are generally trying to be visible and help our students and staff going forward.
Since you have an idea of who this might be, are you releasing a little bit more of a detailed description of the individual? I mean, some of the descriptions were pretty vague in the past incidents. Can you provide us with a profile that's a little more detailed at this point?
The only details we have is what was described to us by the victims at that point. So those, as far as the clothing and what they wear with the black puffy coat, that's all we have. We don't have cameras at that bus stop from our campus, so we can't verify that that's what he was wearing. So we're just going off of what the victims have shared with us. So as far as any more identifiable marks or tattoos or anything like that, we just don't have any of that right now, which is very disconcerting, which is what we're hoping to come across with TriMet's help. We're hoping that they can come back with something at that point.
So if you can get a 100% ID on him, then you will release who he is, etc.
We would like to work with Portland at that point, work with TriMet at that point when we can get that, and hopefully they will move forward with it, and we can hopefully draw an end to this because this is very disconcerting to our department, to our college, to our students and our staff, and we want to continue to support them, like I said, and keep them safe. So the sooner that we can resolve this, the better off we all are. So that's our goal.
What's your advice to students who may be worried about this?
We do offer escorts, for students that are parking in parking lots that need to get escorted to their class, back to their cars. We do have code blue phones, which are emergency phones scattered throughout our campus, that if they do run into something, they can push that. It goes immediately to our dispatch and notifies our officers. Our officers are visible more and more on foot patrol. And we do try to be out and about more and more. And we're trying to keep it as safe as we possibly can within our restraints. Unfortunately, once they leave our boundaries, we're very limited to what we can do. If somebody's taken a city bus, our TriMet bus, that stop is off our boundaries. I would suggest they walk in twos if they can. Even if they want a public safety officer to escort them to the corner of our property while they go to that bus stop, our officers can do that because our officers are still on property. So that is another suggestion we can make. We're here to help our students and staff and try to make them feel as safe as possible. That is our ultimate goal. So anything that we can do to make them feel more comfortable, that is our underlying item that we would like to accomplish in the end.
Okay, thanks so much for your time. Anything you want to add that we didn't cover?
Nope, that's about
Then
it. Thank
I'll
you.
let you go back to your meeting. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.